I want to begin with a simple truth: how someone treats you is the clearest and loudest reflection of how they truly feel about you. It's not about the grand gestures or sweet words whispered late at night. It's about the small everyday actions that either lift you up or slowly break you down. When a person doesn't value you, you don't need to search for clues. The truth is already in plain sight. So let's talk. Let's talk about 4 signs that show when a man doesn't recognize your true worth, not to add to the list of disappointments, but because identifying the pain is the first step toward healing. We've all heard those 3 little words, "I love you." They're spoken easily, sometimes far too easily. They can be whispered in the stillness of night, scribbled on a last-minute birthday card, or typed out quickly between daily tasks. For a moment, those words might seem like everything. They can feel like comfort, like safety, like home. But words alone have never been enough. Because real love isn't just something you say, it's something you show. It's not just a phrase said in the right moment. Love is movement. It's shown in action. It's a choice, not just a claim. Anyone can say they love you. Anyone can string together words that sound sweet. But what really matters is what they do next. What do they do when life isn't convenient? What happens when you need them, not in the easy moments, but during the hard ones? What do they do when loving you asks something of them: effort, patience, sacrifice? True love isn't just found in beautiful words spoken by candlelight. It's in the way they're there for you when you're worn out, when you're struggling, when you're feeling less than enough, and they remind you that you are more than enough. It's in how they listen, not just hear, but truly listen, because what matters to you matters deeply to them. It's in the way they keep their word, not just because they said they would, but because they understand that trust is built in the small, ordinary moments. Love shows up in how they support your goals, even when it takes extra time or effort. It's in how they create space for you emotionally, making sure you never feel like you're facing life alone. Love shows up in the details, not because they have to remember, but because they want to. Because loving you means understanding you with care and intention. And love also shows itself in respect. Without respect, love loses its meaning. It's in how they never try to make you feel small, how they cheer you on when you succeed, and how they never act like your feelings or needs are too much. But if someone tells you they love you and then constantly fails to back it up, if they break their promises, only show up when it's easy for them, and leave you feeling emotionally empty, then that's not love. That's just acting. Genuine love is shown through effort. It's in the consistency in choosing you not just once, but over and over again. So don't get lost in charming words that have no weight. Don't hold on to promises that never turn into reality. The love that is right for you, the one that's true and lasting, won't be limited to words. You'll feel it, you'll know it, and you'll never need to question it. Disrespect doesn't happen by accident. It doesn't slip out during a bad day or a tough conversation. It's not just a small misunderstanding. It's a behavior, a repeated way of treating you that shows what someone truly thinks of you, how much they value you, and what they believe they can get away with. Disrespect often starts quietly. It can look like a sarcastic comment, a joke made at your expense, or a dismissive look when you open up. Maybe they interrupt you constantly, make choices without considering you, or forget the things that are important to you, not once, but over and over. And when you bring it up, they dismiss you. You're overreacting. I was only kidding. Why do you always make everything a problem? Here's the reality: disrespect grows in the space between your discomfort and their justifications. It gains strength every time you let it go, every time you doubt yourself, every time you stay quiet just to avoid conflict. You need to understand this: someone who truly values you will care deeply about how you feel. If they hurt you, even unintentionally, they'll want to make things right. Their apology won't just be words, it will come with changed behavior. But someone who doesn't respect you will avoid responsibility. They'll deflect, deny, or turn the blame back on you. Instead of seeing your pain, they'll try to make you question it. And if you keep trying to explain why their behavior is hurtful, they'll keep pushing further, testing how much you'll allow. That's because disrespect isn't usually a one-time thing. It becomes a habit, and habits don't break by themselves. Watch how someone speaks to you. Watch how they treat you both in private and in public. How do they act when you set a boundary? Do they respect it or push against it? Do you feel seen and safe, or do you find yourself doubting your own worth? Because respect isn't something you should ever have to earn or beg for. The right person will offer it freely, naturally, because they genuinely care about you. The wrong one will keep crossing the line as long as you let them. So the real question isn't whether they realize what they're doing, it's whether you're ready to stop accepting it. There will be moments when someone, maybe a friend, a partner, a coworker, or even a family member, tries to convince you that your value depends on something, that it's based on how much you give, how quiet you stay, or how well you fit into their expectations. But that's not the truth. Your worth is not a prize to be won, not a favor to be handed out. It's not up for debate. It's not something anyone else gets to decide. Your worth cannot be measured by how easy you are to deal with or how perfectly you meet someone's needs. Still, the world will test you. You'll meet people who make you feel like you must shrink yourself, adjust constantly, or be endlessly patient just to be accepted, seen, or loved. And for a while, you might do it. You might bend until it hurts. You might silence your needs just to keep the peace. But at what cost? Each time you allow someone to treat you like your value is negotiable, a little piece of you fades. You start to believe the lie that you are only worthy when you give, when you serve, when you meet expectations. That's not real. That's not love. The truth is, your value has never depended on anyone else's approval. It doesn't come from what you do for others. You matter because you exist. You're worthy simply because you are. Let's be real, people who make you doubt your worth are not people who truly care for you. The right people, those who genuinely love and respect you, will never make you feel like you have to earn their affection. They'll see your value without you needing to convince them. They'll show up with kindness, with steadiness, with real care, not because you ask them to, but because they know it's what you deserve. The wrong people, though, they'll take everything you give and still leave you feeling like you're not enough. They'll treat love and respect like rewards you have to work for, and that's where you must draw the line. You don't have to prove your value to anyone. Your worth doesn't change depending on who chooses you. It doesn't shrink because someone failed to notice it, and it definitely doesn't vanish because someone treated you badly. So when someone tries to make you question your worth, don't explain, don't beg, and don't lower yourself to fit into their small idea of what makes someone valuable. Just remember who you are. Stand strong in that truth, and walk away from anyone who makes you feel like you are not enough. There's something about silence that makes people uneasy. We crave closure, we want explanations, we want to understand. We often look for words to fill the silence of uncertainty, something to comfort us, something to make sense of what we're feeling. But here's the truth: silence is an answer. It might not be the reply you were hoping for, but many times it's the most truthful response you'll ever get. When someone genuinely cares, they reach out, they show up, they explain, they try to fix what's wrong. Real love, true respect, and meaningful connection don't grow in silence, distance, or ignoring messages. They grow through effort, through presence, and through the courage to have real, honest talks. But when someone keeps meeting your emotions with silence, when they vanish, when things get hard, when they avoid facing the issues, when they leave you with nothing but unanswered questions, what they're really saying is that your thoughts, your feelings, and even your presence aren't important to them. That silence says, "I don't care enough to explain," or "You don't matter enough for me to offer comfort." It's a quiet way of saying, "You're not worth my time or energy." Still, we often try to turn that silence into something else. We tell ourselves maybe they're just having a hard time. Maybe they're overwhelmed. Maybe they don't know how to respond. And sure, sometimes people do need space to think. But let's be honest, if someone truly values you, they won't let you stay confused. They won't leave you wondering where you stand. Because here's what you must remember. Silence is a choice. It says more than words often can. It tells you the truth even if you don't want to hear it. If someone wanted to talk, they would. If they wanted to be there, they'd make the effort. If they really cared, they wouldn't leave you questioning. So instead of making excuses, instead of chasing clarity from someone who refuses to give it, step back and really hear what their silence is telling you. Don't mistake distance for mystery. Don't see avoidance as depth, because the right person won't leave you unsure, and the wrong person, they'll leave you stuck in confusion while you try to convince yourself that silence means something it doesn't. But deep inside, you already know what's true. You just need the courage to admit it. Love isn't only about being drawn to someone. It's not just about laughs, chemistry, or shared experiences. At its core, love is about feeling safe, not just physically, but emotionally too. It's the comfort of being fully yourself without fear of being judged, manipulated, or abandoned. Still, a lot of people treat emotional safety like it's optional, like it's something extra instead of something vital. They stay in relationships where they feel more worried than calm, where they're always unsure, walking on eggshells, wondering if this is the day things blow up, wondering if their needs will be too much, if expressing a feeling will make their partner pull away. But let me be clear, emotional safety is not a bonus. It's not something you should feel lucky to have. It is the very base of a strong and healthy bond. Without emotional safety, love becomes shaky. Trust starts to disappear. You can never be your real self. So what does emotional safety look like? It means knowing that when you speak up about how you feel, you'll be listened to, not laughed at, not blamed, not made to feel bad for having emotions. It means being able to disagree without fearing punishment or the silent treatment. It's knowing that your struggles won't be thrown back in your face later. Emotional safety feels like peace around someone. Not because everything is perfect, but because even in the hard moments, they don't insult you, confuse you, or make you feel like you're hard to love. It means being with someone who lets you speak freely, who listens not just to reply, but to understand. But when emotional safety is missing, it feels like you never really know where you stand. You're always on edge, scared of how they'll react. You hold back your truth because you're afraid of a fight. Their love feels unpredictable, warm one day, cold the next. That's not love. That's emotional chaos. And here's the truth. Your body can sense when things are wrong. That tight feeling in your chest. The way you overthink every message. The pause before you share what's on your heart. That's your body trying to protect you, telling you that you're in a space that isn't emotionally safe. Love should not feel like survival. It should not leave you feeling exhausted, anxious, or constantly unsure of your worth. The right person will make you feel steady even in tough times. They will make it safe to be open, to share, to exist without fear of being pushed away. So if you're in a relationship where you keep making excuses for someone who makes you feel small or invisible, ask yourself, is this the kind of love I really deserve? Because emotional safety isn't a luxury, it's the ground everything else stands on. Without it, love is just a fragile thing waiting to fall apart at the first sign of trouble. Love isn't supposed to feel like solving a puzzle. It shouldn't leave you lying awake, replaying every word, wondering if you were too much, too needy, or asked for too much. Real love doesn't make you question your value. But so often we find ourselves trapped in love that feels unsure, where we feel adored one day and ignored the next. Where we keep giving, thinking that maybe if we love harder, they'll finally recognize our worth. We put up with broken promises, emotional distance, and unclear communication, believing that if we stay just a bit longer, everything will get better. But true love, real, deep, unshakable love, doesn't make you fight for your place. It doesn't make you earn kindness or affection. It doesn't make you feel like you're always one mistake away from being forgotten. The right kind of love feels stable. It shows up for you. It doesn't leave you guessing. What does that love look like? It looks like consistency. It's not one day full of attention and the next day full of silence. It doesn't treat affection like something you have to perform for. It's steady even when you're not at your best. The right love sees all of you, even your mess, your fears, your hard days, and stays. It doesn't ask you to shrink, to hide parts of yourself. It makes room for you. It honors your feelings. It respects your boundaries. It never tries to twist your words or make you feel selfish for asking for care. Instead, it meets you there and reminds you that your needs matter. The right love talks. It doesn't leave you confused or stuck wondering what went wrong. It doesn't use silence as punishment. It listens. It wants to understand. It tries. The right love makes you feel like you are chosen again and again, even on the hard days. It doesn't make you feel forgotten. It doesn't treat you like an option. It tells you over and over through words and actions, you are loved not for what you do, but for who you are. Now, what does the wrong love feel like? It feels like confusion, like always guessing where you stand, like always trying to prove you're enough, like walking on eggshells, hoping you don't mess things up. That's not love. That's fear. That's doubt. That's imbalance dressed up as connection. The wrong love makes you feel like you're too much, too emotional, too needy. It makes you question yourself, doubt your heart, and wait for them to change, to care, to see what they have. But hear this, love isn't about waiting around. The right love won't make you chase it. It won't make you feel like you have to earn respect. It won't make you wonder if you're worthy. You already are. You've always been enough. And the love that's truly yours, the love that is deep, real, and kind, will never let you forget it. At the heart of every healthy relationship is a simple truth. Love brings peace, not pain. It builds, it doesn't break. It calms, it doesn't confuse. It feels like a soft place to land, not a battlefield where you're fighting to be heard or seen. How someone treats you is not a mirror of your value. It reflects their own capacity to love and care. If someone's love leaves you feeling anxious, unsure, or always needing their approval, that's not love. That's a lesson in what not to accept. Because your worth isn't something to debate. It isn't something that fades based on someone else's failure to see it. You don't have to beg for love. You don't have to settle for confusion and call it passion. You don't have to believe that inconsistency is just part of how love works. The right love will never make you feel like you're too much or not enough. It will meet you in the middle. It will respect and care for you. It will show up not just in promises, but in presence. So pay attention. Pay attention to what people do, not just what they say. Watch how they show up, how they communicate, how they handle hard moments. Listen to the silences. Notice how you feel around them. That feeling in your heart. Trust it. And above all else, remember this: the love you accept tells the world the love you believe you deserve. And you deserve a love that's honest, steady, and true. Nothing less.